Hello. My name is Jean, and I am a knitter. And I've got a little puppy down at my feet who is just looking so pitiful and wants to come up with mommy. Here he is. This is Bonbon, the defender of the yard. He keeps me company a lot of the time while I am knitting. He's probably out of screen right now, but hey, that's okay. Not a whole lot exciting going on in my knitting world other than I am realizing how easy it is to lose track of your place when reading a charted pattern with repeats, but I'm learning how to use Knit Companion more effectively to not lose my place as I knit a few stitches and then slide along a marker. But one of the things I have been working with is a cable needle. Yay me. This is my favorite shape of cable needle, and it always has been. I can't use the U-shaped ones. My stitches fall off. Don't ask me how they do it. They just do. My stitches do not fall off of a needle, cable needle like this, and I can kind of hold it, and I don't have it go flying all different directions. I tried using my jewelry ring cable needle. My problem was I would twist the stitch and you can't tell which was the front because the ring is a spiral. This one, yeah, both ends look the same, but you don't tend to twist it. You don't tend to flip it and twist the stitch as it sits on the cable needle. And this particular pattern requires a great deal of cabling with only one stitch. Now, I have figured out, and I can make it work if I cable without a cable needle by sliding and pinching and doing the stitch and then coming back to grab the one that I pinched. However, in the Wild Swan pattern, you have to do decreases. You're doing one stitch over two stitches, and the two stitches are knit together to do a decrease. So it takes 3 stitches, but it only looks like a 1/1 cable. Yeah, doing the decrease while you're pinching that one stitch, not a good thing. So I gave up. I have to use a cable needle while I'm doing these cable decreases because the strain of dropping stitches in the middle of a cable on a rather complicated pattern, no thank you. I just don't want that stress. So that's what's going on in my knitting life, although I am making reasonable progress. I'm in the middle of a row, so I can't wave it and show you what's going on. But in the middle of a row, when you know where you are, is a whole lot better than in the middle of a row where you have no idea what's going on. And I have learned that the best way to identify an error at a place where it's easy to fix, and notice there are no lifelines in this knitting at this point, not a one, is to count the stitches between your repeat markers. Now, stitch markers are your friend, but one thing you must be aware of, and many people are not aware, is if you're using a small stitch marker and you have a yarn over immediately before or immediately after the stitch marker, as you scrunch your stitches together and spread them out again, it's entirely possible for that yarn over to move to the other side of the stitch marker. You think, what? Like, yep, it happens all the time. And you will think that, oh, okay, 32 stitches, that's right. Slide the marker, there's a yarn over. No. Where does that stitch go? Do I need 33 on that side of the marker, or do I need 32 on that side of the marker? And you have to go back and look at the pattern and see where the yarn over actually is in the repeat. Does it come before the marker? Does it come after the marker? Because it will just, the marker just slides along underneath the yarn over. And you think, really? Yeah, really, it happens. Now, to avoid it, you can use huge stitch markers, but those are really annoying. Or you can just keep track of your pattern and know where the yarn over is supposed to go. It's really easy to slide the marker and slide the yarn over and get them to trade back to where you really want them. But if you're not aware that the yarn over and the stitch marker can trade places, you can really come up with some counts that don't add up and get frustrating. Fortunately, this is something I knew before I did this particular pattern, but it's not something every knitter is aware of because you don't have it be a problem frequently. For example, that stitch marker, I don't have yarn over problems with it. This stitch marker, yeah, I do. I could go to big stitch markers, but I will also tell you that that one's about the same. And yes, the yarn over does move. Don't ask me, this marker moves more. This one doesn't. I have no clue. It's probably got something to do with the internal diameter and the width, and I'm not going there. That's kind of math. It's possible, but I don't have to. So I'm not going to. So stitch markers and yarn overs are what I really wanted to address today. That's the big deal. There is much excitement. I have a wet floor by the sliding glass door in my apartment, and it looks like there's been a history of wet floors. I've got fans going. There may be a whir in the background that you can hear because I'm trying to get the floor to dry. There is a company coming in today. I made a report of the problem this morning, and about a half an hour ago, my landlord called me and said they were arranging for a company to come in, and I had given them a window of time, and they will call me. Everything's going to be set up. Never mind. End the problem. It will be addressed. But there's a long history of issues with this floor, and the floor is severely damaged, but there is no flooring replacement available. So we'll see what we can see. But that repair got an immediate response. So I can't really ask for much more than that. And so I'm going to stay put, wait for the phone to ring to schedule the repair guys, and in the meantime, I will just keep knitting. Even in my rearranged and not well redecorated apartment, because I can't sit where it's wet. Oh well. Things happen. You get over it. Keep knitting.